At a local restaurant, Basara Tojo and his father, Jean, wait to meet Basara's new stepsisters, but they are late. After Basara goes to the bathroom to change, he encounters a red-haired girl named Mio Naruse. Mio and her retainer Maria introduce themselves to Basara. The next day, Mio wakes Basara up as part of her service. Basara gets along with his stepsisters well and takes a family photograph. When Mio goes shopping, she is attacked by delinquents, but Basara rescues her, and they escape. Later, Jean leaves on a business trip, and Mio asks Basara to leave the house. It becomes clear that Mio is actually a demon. Maria attempts to repel Basara using magic, but it fails. Basara explains that he is a member of the hero clan and forces Maria and Mio out of his house. Jean calls Basara and tells him that Mio is in danger from the current Demon Lord's plot to take Mio's inherited strength from her father, Wilbert. Afterward, Mio and Maria are attacked on a hill by an enemy, but Basara rushes over immediately, rescues Mio, and states he came back for his family as he shows their family photograph. After being formally accepted into their family, Basara and Mio perform a master-servant magical pact under Maria's supervision, whereas the latter mistakenly designates Basara as the master and Mio as his servant. As Mio refuses to perform the kiss of loyalty upon Basara's hand, Mio falls under an aphrodisiac curse, causing Basara to relieve Mio by caressing her weak spots and later resulting in Maria being punished by Mio. After transferring to Mio's school, Yuki Nanaka, Basara's childhood friend, reunites with Basara by embracing him in front of Mio and his new class, which causes further uproar as Mio reveals she is living with Basara under one roof. While the students are resentful of his intimate relationship with both Mio and Yuki, Basara is befriended by Yahiro Takagawa. After class dismissal, Yuki warns Basara not to get involved with Mio. Knowing that Yuki is observing Mio in lieu of the hero clan, Basara tells Mio's history to Yuki and says that he wants to protect her. Maria arranges a mixed bath for her, Mio, and Basara to gain trust among each other until Basara collapses. At school, while being asked to help Yuki, Mio's curse activates, leading to her exhaustion. At the infirmary, Basara watches over Mio as the school nurse, Chisato Hasegawa, advises Basara to choose his friends while considering who his enemies are. After falling unconscious, stray demons attracted to Mio's strength enter the school. Yuki warns Mio not to get Basara involved, as Mio will bring harm to him. As Mio and Yuki clash, Yuki tells Mio that Basara is not powerful enough to protect her due to an incident from 5 years ago, which continues to haunt Basara. Basara eventually arrives to stop Yuki and Mio's fight until a stranger, revealed to have dispatched the demons attempting to harm Mio, appears. The stranger informs Mio that if she becomes too much of a threat to her surroundings, the hero clan will label her as a target of observation and killing, leading to Yuki's actions. Another stranger appears behind Mio, resulting in Basara attempting to protect her from it. After wounding Basara, the stranger blames Mio for her allies for her cause. As Maria treats Basara, Mio contemplates surrendering herself and her inherited powers to the stranger to prevent her companions from harm. However, Yuki arrives to stop Mio and the stranger's departure and fight him. With the stranger overpowering Yuki, Basara and Maria arrive and defeat the villain using Basara's banishing shift technique. However, Basara is injured by the unknown man's demon, causing Mio to lose control of her powers. Basara recovers from his injuries and appeases Mio using his banishing shift. In the aftermath, Yuki provides Maria with a special medicine for Basara's recovery and expresses her joy for the latter for completely controlling his powers. At school, Basara exposes Yahiro as the stranger. Basara and Yahiro form a temporary truce, as Basara holds the fact of reporting Yahiro's failure to his superiors as leverage and as an act of trust from Yahiro's intention of not killing him and Maria. Yahiro then informs Basara that Zalgia killed Mio's parents. Meanwhile, Jean makes a call to an unknown recipient. Following Yahiro's defeat, Basara wakes up with Maria lying on top of him while seducing him, inadvertently encountering Mio naked in the bathroom, Yuki offering herself to bathe with Basara, and Mio suffering her curse once again. At a local restaurant, Yahiro informs Basara that his allies are planning to send reinforcements to observe Mio, as well as further details on the effects of the curse infused in Basara and Mio's pact. Chisato soon joins Basara and Yahiro's table, and afterward, Basara confides with Chisato about his recent dilemmas. Meanwhile, Yahiro meets up with the sent reinforcements as he receives orders from Zest, Zalgia's protege. After confirming with Maria his findings regarding the effects of Mio's curse, Basara and Maria play a dating sim as a reference for gaining trust between Basara and Mio until Mio drags Maria off. Meanwhile, a trio of Hero Clan members Kyoichi Shiba, Takashi Hayes, and Kurumi Nanaka plot to kill Mio. After rescuing Basara from a group of his school's delinquents, Yuki asks Basara on a date. Mio arrives to interfere with Basara and Yuki during their date. As Yuki is separated from the group, a demon named Valga attacks Basara, Mio, and Maria. Takashi and his weapon, Byako, soon defeat Valga. Shiba introduces himself as an observer and declares a 3v3 match against Basara and his companions the following week. After gaining approval and support from Jean, Basara and the others undergo rigorous training for their upcoming match. After several training sessions, Basara and Mio get intimate to build up their camaraderie as well as their powers. Aware of the upcoming match between Basara and Shiba, Yahiro tells Basara he will have to interfere and kill the Hero Clan members, including Yuki, if they intend to kill Mio. After declining Yuki's request to withdraw from their battle, Basara hands her a spare key to his house. At the designated location for their match, both parties ready themselves. In the ensuing battle between the heroes and the demons, Basara uses his banishing shift on Kurumi to nullify her attacks, while Maria and Mio duel Takashi. Yuki puts Basara to sleep and assists Maria in fighting Takashi. As Kurumi watches over Basara sleeping, Mio calls out to him to wake him up. After doing so, Basara saves Yuki from certain death by blocking Takashi's attack. As Takashi struggles to defend against Basara, his spear Byako, sensing danger to his wielder, manifests into a guardian beast. Basara and Yuki eventually overpower Byako. Takashi asks Basara to kill him, but Basara declines and states they are friends. Mio lectures Takashi for ridiculing Basara. With the weakened barrier, Shiba enters the battlefield and announces their leave due to the consequences of Byako losing control in their fight, bringing Yuki along with him. 10 days have passed since the incident with the heroes. Yuki tells Basara that she will live with them to monitor Mio, and Maria offers Yuki to accept a master/servant pact with Basara during the next full moon. On the full moon day, the girls are in swim class, and Basara sees Maria running around the school. He finds her and is led to all sorts of places, the girls' restroom and the roof. When they end up in the changing room, Maria finds Mio's locker and puts her panties on Basara's head. Before he can take them off, the girls return from swim class, forcing the pair to hide in Mio's locker and for Maria to trick Basara. When Mio finds them, she attacks them in the locker but understands they are only there for her safety. This sets off the curse, which Basara makes her submit using the shower head, increasing their powers. Maria meets Lars for some needed information. In the demon realm, Zalgia watches the fight and Mio's development. He stages another plan to capture her. Maria forges the new master/servant pact with Basara and Yuki. Finding her buttocks as her sensitive area, Basara and Yuki are also able to level up. The group then takes a bath together for a little bonding time. The next day, Mio and Yuki befriend each other, but then Basara gets injured during basketball practice. At the infirmary, Chisato tells Basara to keep on his path to hold those he cares for close. While Basara is changing, one of Mio's friends asks him if she can get close too, but then comes on strong. Mio and Yuki arrive, and Mio gets jealous and runs off, while Yuki realizes the girls are possessed, and it is an ambush. She sends Basara to protect Mio, while she holds off the girls, but when he gets close, Zest and Maria abducts Mio and escapes to Zalgia's realm. When Zalgia attempts to molest her, Maria arrives with a message from the current demon lord, who commands Zalgia to help with a new ruin. In the real world, Lars and Becerra discuss that Maria has turned on Mio since her mother is being held hostage. Becerra offers Lars to help rescue Mio, but he refuses and defeats him. Lars tells Zest to turn Mio over to Lars, using Becerra as a trade. Lars threatens Zest and Zalgia by reporting their act of treason to the demon lord for abducting Mio and holding her in their castle if she does not comply with their trade. Zest declines and seemingly kills Lars before ordering Maria to subjugate Becerra. However, Becerra resists her charms and unleashes his sword powers, allowing Yuki to locate Zalgia's lair, as it was protected by a barrier. Yuki then arrives in Zalgia's lair and clashes with Zest while freeing Mio. Envying Becerra's bond with his servants, Zest is soon defeated, as is Maria, who breaks down after Becerra embraces her, vowing that he will save her and everyone else. Zalgia incapacitates Mio and Yuki and attempts to kill Zest for her failure in keeping Mio captive. However, Becerra uses his banishing shift on Zalgia, nullifying his attack. As Becerra and his servants battle the evil demon, Zalgia immobilizes Becerra using his mental bondage as he approaches him to obtain his powers for himself. Becerra struggles to fight against Zalgia. After temporarily disabling Becerra, Zalgia faces Maria and shows her mother's remains. Enraged to learn that Zalgia killed her foster parents, Mio blasts off Zalgia's arm and attempts to finish him off. Becerra stops her, as Mio's future would be tainted with despair and hatred. As Zalgia retreats, Shella, Maria's mother, reveals she is alive. Outside his lair, Zalgia battles Lars, whom the latter thought to be dead, but is quickly overwhelmed by him. Lars explains that he substituted himself and Shella with his puppet dummies to escape death and intends to kill Zalgia himself to avenge the death of Mio's caretakers, who also fostered him as a child. As Becerra and his allies escape Zalgia's lair, the barrier restraining it disappears, thus allowing it to alter itself back to its original form, a giant demonic monster. Trapped inside the beast's belly, Zest guides Becerra, Mio, and Yuki into the vital core of the monster and destroys it. As Yuki fends off any enemy approaching the core, Becerra, Mio, and Zest soon fight against a horde of Zest clones. The group arrives at the core, and Zest offers herself as bait for Becerra to kill the beast, but Becerra protects Zest and kills the beast. As the girls recover, Becerra witnesses Lars killing Zalgia, avenging Mio's foster parents. Back at their home, Zest pledges her loyalty to Becerra. In a moment of passion, Becerra reacts to the thought of someone else potentially stealing Mio's virginity, apologizing for forcing himself onto Mio. As Becerra and Mio are about to kiss once again, Yuki interrupts and kisses Becerra, accompanied by Zest. As Mio and Yuki argue over Becerra, the latter runs to Maria and asks her to help him appease the two. Mio and Yuki force Maria to pick which side she's on, but Maria lunges at Becerra and kisses him, refusing to pick either sides, causing Mio and Yuki to yell at her. Shella and Zest are put under the care of the demons from the moderate faction. Meanwhile, word of Zalgia's death eventually reaches demon Lord Leohart as he faces Jean in his throne room. After a fierce brawl with the demon Lord Leohart, Jean rescues a falling girl, then retreats. Becerra, being a member of the students' committee, prepares for their sports festival as he nearly gets himself into an altercation with an upperclassman until Chisato intervenes. Sakasaki tells Becerra to be cautious around Chisato. Lars advises Mio and Yuki to grow stronger in an event of Becerra losing control of his powers. After rescuing Becerra from a horde of manipulated civilians, Kurumi witnesses Mio and Yuki serving Becerra firsthand in the guise of being a part of a ritual between master and servant, and eventually gets involved after her bickering with Maria. Driven to protecting his family, Becerra swears to defeat his unidentified enemies, whoever it may be. During the sports festival, Kurumi sends out wind spirits to investigate the grounds for any suspicious activity. A manipulated upperclassman summons twisters in the sports grounds, and Becerra springs into action, to quell the situation. Seeing Basara's true nature, Nanao Tachibana reveals himself to be a vampire and duels with Basara. After subduing Tachibana, Basara encounters Chisato and suspects her to be the culprit. Sakasaki guides Basara into safety and reveals that he is an old acquaintance of his father and Chisato's plot of controlling the entire school populace. Basara, however, sees through Sakasaki's lies, and the latter is actually Ornis, a god, was originally sent to the human world with the task of observing Chisato. As Basara submits after seeing the god holding Kurumi hostage, the demon cuts off Basara's arm, disarming him. With his arm disabled, Basara goes into a rampage and attacks Ornis. However, Chisato intervenes and kills Ornis, who says that he will protect Chisato's purity from Basara and appeases Basara in his rampage state. Leohart orders his men to use a recently discovered demon relic against the opposing moderate faction that supports the former reign of Demon Lord Wilbert under his council's orders. Ramses, Wilbert's brother, dispatches Maria's older sister Rukia to send a message that Basara and his kin to be summoned to the demon realm immediately. Hesitant at first, Basara, Mio, and the others accept. Basara and the others arrive at Wildart Castle where Mio's father once lived, though it is now owned by Ramses. They are shown to a small servant's room they are told they must share. They reunite with Zest, now a maid at the castle, along with Shella. On Ramses's orders, Rukia punishes Maria for the Zalgia incident, but Basara intervenes. Rukia uses her succubus magic to induce arousal in Maria. Basara punishes her. However, Kurumi, who broke castle rules by eavesdropping, must now also be similarly punished by Basara. Basara meets Claus, one of Wilbert's military advisors, who is angry such important guests were only given a servant's room and immediately moves them somewhere more appropriate. Claus explains that the war between factions has only grown worse, whereas most of the people have remained loyal to Wilbert and to his daughter Mio. In disguise as a butler and maids Basara and the others are shown around the main town by Noelle, another maid. Mio is surprised by how similar the demon realm is to Earth, though Yuki reveals due to high levels of demon magic, heroes like herself and Basara are less powerful than normal. Unwilling to attracting attention as a former servant of Zalgia, Zest separates from the group and is soon accosted by soldiers, but is saved by Basara. Claus informs Basara that Ramses wants to extract the demon lord power from Mio she inherited from her father, which would likely kill her. Mio and the girls share a bath while Basara talks to Ramses. Elsewhere, demons dig up an object they refer to as an ultimate biological weapon from the time of the war between demons and gods. Ramses informs Basara that he plans to extract Mio's powers, as he feels that she does not deserve that power since she established her contract with Basara. However, Shella implores everyone that disagreements will not solve their problem, while teleporting Basara to a bathhouse to find Zest, who is only covered by a towel. Under Shella's suggestion, both Basara and Zest agree to perform the master-servant contract. However, the curse is activated immediately due to Zest's own feelings. On the next day, Wilbert Town is invaded by heroic spirits led by Gald, who warns that he will destroy the city should Mio remain hidden. To prevent the invasion, Yuki, Kurumi, and Zest set off to defeat the invading heroic spirits, while Mio had to stay behind as Claus states as due to political issue. Meanwhile, Basara and Gald fight each other in a duel, but Nibra arrives and blasts Basara away. Mio loses her temper, defeats the last heroic spirit. Fearing over the consequences of failure, Nibra has to kill Mio, but fails when Ramses and Basara intervene. Basara interrogates Nibra over the invasion, only to witness Nibra's death by the master-servant pact to prevent him from turning on his master. Lars arrives to retrieve an unconscious Gald while declaring to Basara that they will fight in their next encounter, while informs Tija household and allies that Leohart wants to meet him. At Wilbert's castle, Mio tells Claus that she will live as a human even in the demon realm, whilst reuniting with Jean. Meanwhile, Leohart learns the entire incident from an injured Gald regarding the powers of Mio and Basara, prompting him to see Mio, Basara and Ramses as a bigger threat before being comforted by his elder sister Liala. At night, Leohart declares a 7-on-7 duel between both factions, and the winning faction will dominate the entire demon realm under his decree. Before their preparation, Jean trains Basara at the nearby woods while Shella trains the girls, Mio, Maria, Yuki, Zest, and Kurumi, in controlling their curse. During one training, however, Basara is hospitalized at the nearby bedroom for unlocking his hidden powers, where he learns from Jean that he is possessing 3 limiters, which he needs at least 1, 2 if necessary, to defeat the Demon Lord. On the next day, Basara and his allies embark their journey for the royal palace before Ramses and Rukia, while Leohart is waiting for his enemy inside his throne room. Basara's group briefly meets Leohart. Then Belphegor appears and says he has replaced Zalgia. Basara meets Lars and asks for perfume. Lars gets it while wondering why he wanted it. Yuki has a nightmare of everyone dying, then Basara killing her. When Basara comes back, Mio asks him not to do things on his own. He tells him to trust her before they make love in the shower. As the tournament begins, everyone is informed that if Leohart's team wins, he will own Mio. Both Belphegor and Basara are missing. Mio faces Luca in the first round. Luca summons a giant heroic spirit, but Mio overtaxes its regeneration and destroys it, so Luca forfeits. In the second round, Maria faces Lars. During the tournament's second round, Maria confronts and fights against Lars, but lost in a duel. Elsewhere, Basara infiltrates into the Demon Imperial Palace and attempts to assassinate Belphegor, whom the later notices him, but easily killed off by Basara. It begins with Basara lying on the ground in an open area, probably in pain or unconscious from the wound received earlier while assassinating Belphegor. In the battlefield, due to the restrictions, the Demon Council speculates that Basara probably won't be able to enter, as only the Demon Lords or their kin may enter in there. Basara in the next moment is there on the battlefield. The council thinks that Basara probably used his banishing shift to enter here. The announcer when announcing is sent away by Leohart. The match starts with Basara starting to attack with his speed and using his slash to distract Leohart before attacking him from different angles. Leohart, though initially troubled, soon adjusts to this technique. In the watch room, Tuja household along with Lucia are watching the match are worried as they feel that Basara is not fighting as usual. Lars also thinks about what kind of trump card Basara is going to use. Basara during the next attack after being stopped by Leohart is holding his hand on his wound which he received earlier. Leohart, not being troubled by Basara's attack, starts to attack Basara. Basara then vanishes his sword, and again swiftly brings his sword and slashes swiftly while removing it from its sheath, his special attack. Leohart dodges is informing him that it wouldn't work on him anymore, telling him that he shouldn't have used it on Gald. Elsewhere, in the moderate faction region, Jean is seen taking a nap in the woods, and an unnamed female asks if he isn't going to watch his son's match. After being beaten by Leohart, Basara is falling directly into the lava in the middle of the battlefield. He is holding a pill in his left hand, recalling the scene when he was given this by Shella, informing him that he can use his real powers, but he would rampage without control. Just before falling into the lava, he swallows the pill. Leohart, thinking that the match is over, starts to walk away, but stops after a few steps, sensing some danger stops. An awakened Basara emerges from the lava, and the battle resumes, but it is now completely one-sided. Mio reaches the battlefield but gets trapped in the visions within Basara's mind. Finally back to normal, Basara and Mio land on the battlefield in front of the kneeling Leohart. Basara offers him a hand to get up. Seeing this, the council decides to send their trump card, the King of Heroic Spirits, Chaos. Chaos enters the battlefield, and Leohart tells Basara and Mio about the legendary being which rules all heroic spirits. Chaos also commands all the heroic spirits and send them all over the demon realm. As they start attacking all around, Lucia leaves the watch/observation room, informing them that she needs to be around Ramses. Basara, Mio, and Leohart take shelter in a damaged building while hiding from Chaos, the King of Heroic Spirits. There is a suggestion to escape from this place, But Leohart informs them that Chaos fights by bringing many heroic spirits, and they must be destroying the demon realm. They decide to work together to bring down Chaos. Ramses arrives there as well and holds down Chaos by creating a gravitational field below Chaos to bind him. The four of them plan to work together against Chaos. Ramses still holding Chaos, Leohart to use all his powers to distract and attack Chaos, Mio to attack as well, while Becerra informs that he will release all three of his limiters. While Mio and Leohart engage Chaos, Becerra uses the pills given by Maria's mother earlier to remove his limiters and sends Chaos into another dimension using his banishing shift in an awakened form. He releases his awakened form immediately after use. Yuki and Lucia stand ready to fight against Admirath, who wants to kill them. They are beside Kurumi and Maria, who are being given medical treatment. After watching Leohart, Ramses, Becerra, and Mio fight together and defeat Chaos, the Demon Council attempts to destroy the village, but Leala assassinates them. She calls out to Jean to come out. Jean and Leala talk about their common intentions to destroy the council. Leala calls Jean the war god. After their initial standoff, Leala informs that she currently isn't there to fight him. She says that Becerra has inherited his blood and so has so much power. When she suggests killing Becerra, Jean and Leala both gather their power for fight, but are interrupted before they can start by Becerra. Seeing him come there suddenly, Leala is surprised and smells him. She also reveals that Lars is especially favoring Becerra's plans. She then leaves after commenting on his scent. Jean tells Becerra that she is Leohart's older sister, and also she killed the council single-handedly in an instant. Lars is thinking about the time before the match, how he went and helped Becerra reach the arena for his battle against Leohart. Ramses and Jean are also discussing the events. Ramses informs that with Belphegor's death, the shadow meddling in the council will stop, and also no one will create problems to them immediately for some time. Ramses comments that Jin's son has changed the complete history of Demon Realm just for the sake of his sister. Leala, Leohart, and his supporters are at Belphegor's house where his dead body and the scene is being investigated.